Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make your own pressed flower wall art with Dollar Tree items. Seen some of my other videos, you can see that I really like using the frames from the Dollar Tree. You can do a lot with them. And it's summer right now and I absolutely love summer. I have a gorgeous garden in summer. There's a whole bunch of flowers that bloom. The people who used to live in the house before me, they were an elder couple, so I think they spent a lot of their time gardening. So they just set this up. I don't actually have to do anything and everything just blooms all by itself, so it's really amazing to have. Like every month you get like a different flower blooming, and I get to make the most beautiful bouquets over summer as well. The lifespan is pretty short for each of the flowers, and every time I see them over summer I get so excited for summer to look at them, but I'm always so sad when they're gone so quickly. I was thinking one day I would love to preserve these flowers. I didn't really know how to do that. I saw some flower art in like a clear glass setting and I was like, that is so cool. And then it made me think, oh my goodness, I wonder if this would work if I did this with 2 frames from the Dollar Tree. So I thought I'd give it a shot and it worked out, and I'm really pleased with the results. If you guys would like to see what I did to achieve this, please keep watching. So I'm going to gather all the flowers. I just want to preface that my first attempt, it didn't actually work out really well, but I wanted to show you guys everything so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. So here is my garden in the backyard and my whole yard here. So you can see there's a variety of bushes with a whole bunch of different flowers that bloom throughout the year. I absolutely love my backyard. Again, the people who created this backyard were amazing and they did it so strategically. I'll take you for a little tour. I have these. I don't know the names of like any of these, by the way. So if you're out there watching and you know, definitely would love to know what these are. It's really pretty. These are just starting to bloom. I get red ones in the summer as well. These ones as well, you can see some of them are dying already there, but they're so gorgeous. These are really pretty too. I don't know what they are. They're still growing, you can see. I have some roses over here. Ow! Thorn got me. Some roses. Some pink, gorgeous roses. See, they're dying too. Here's some berries over here. So in my front yard too, I have a few other different flowers. So I'll just take you around to show you. Over here, there are some as well. Here are these types again. Oh, they're really pretty. Oh, they're so pretty. They had a little tinge of pink on them, but I think they're starting to die now. And there's these flowers here. These ones are probably going to be a little bit harder to flatten because they are big, but I want to at least try and see. So we'll see. These like red roses, I absolutely love these ones. So pretty. I feel like these would flatten out really nice. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. So I have this little food container and I'm going to be using just some garden clippers here. I feel bad for cutting these, but you know, I'm just thinking if I'm saving this forever, then it will be worth it. So I just go along and snip away whichever one I think is going to turn out really pretty. I think this one will be really pretty. A storm is coming. Pile is looking pretty good. A lot of red ones, but I think the reds will look really nice. So now that we've gathered all the flowers we're going to use, what we're going to want to do is flatten them out. So I'm putting use to my old college textbooks, my human neuropsychology. It came in handy again, so I'm definitely using that for the flattening part. So what you want to do is just take your flowers, and what I just did, I put them in a piece of paper towel because there is still some moisture and some water within the flower itself, so I didn't want the flower gunk to get onto my textbooks because I still do reference these books at times, so I wanted them to be in still good condition. I do have to mention, so since this was my first attempt and it obviously didn't work out very well, using the bigger flowers is really hard to do, so I wouldn't recommend using bigger flowers for this because they just don't work very well for this process. So now all the flowers are in the book, so I left them like this for about 2 weeks. So I had taken them out of the book after and put it under these glass. I was like, oh, well, they're all squished now. And so I thought that putting them in the glass will help it form its shape. Yeah, that was not a good idea. As you can see, there's like mold now all over these flowers. So I'm definitely going to try this again, but I have a different tactic now. So this is something that you should not do.
All right, so here's attempt number 2, and this is the right way to do it. Since I failed the first time, what I've noticed is cutting a longer stem here is probably going to be really useful. So not just doing the top tip, doing this and flattening that whole thing down together. A bonus for me for doing this again is that new flowers had bloomed, so I had an opportunity to use newer and different flowers. So again, this time I cut the flowers with the stems on, and I think they look so much better. So what I did is flatten them the exact same way into the textbook, and this time I left them in for about 2 to 3 days just to get them flattened out. So now that we get the flowers all flattened out, we can actually start the project. So what you're going to need for this is some Dollar Tree frames. So originally I bought 2 of these. I ended up using 4, but you can go ahead and use whatever amount you want and whatever size you want. I opted for the largest size here. So what you're going to do is just take every single thing out of the frame until you're just left with the frame and the glass. So after you just have your frame and glass, I positioned all the flattened flowers, and they look so beautiful like this. I wish they could dry up like this, but yeah, I wanted to see what they'd look like, so I ended up putting them in 2 different frames, and I was going to use 4 altogether now. So I let them sit on these frames for about 3 weeks, and they dried up so beautifully. I love how these roses dried up with the stems and everything. I just think they look so pretty like this. Like, I absolutely love this so much. The lilies didn't turn out as well as I was hoping to, but all together with the other flowers, it still looks really nice. So the next thing you're going to do is just take a hot glue gun, and you're going to start gluing these flowers onto the glass frame directly. So you just flip the flower around and glue it on the back there, and yeah, it couldn't really be any more easier. So do that for all of the flowers. So this is all of them glued on. I'm so excited. I feel like it looks so good, and I just love how it's turning out. It's turning out really pretty. So the next thing you want to do is take out some of these black little frame holder things. So what you want to do is at least keep 2 of them at minimum that are across from each other, and what it does is to secure the glass in place, so then when you put the other frames together, it doesn't actually squish the flowers. It just creates a tiny separation so the flowers can keep their shape. I did some trial and error with this one, and this seemed to be the best way to make it work. I kept a little bit more than 2, but again, I would recommend to keep at least 2 minimum. So step number 7 is to now glue the frames together. So after you've taken the black little tabs off of the frames for both the frames, all you have to do now is just take your hot glue gun and frame the frames together. So just, yeah, it's pretty simple. Just put hot glue gun all around the edges of the frame, and then put the other frame on top of it once you're ready. And here's what it looks like. I love how it looks. It's just so pretty to me. And again, keeping those tabs are so important because it creates a tiny little separation. So here is what they both look like together. So here's the final result of them side by side. I tried to create some sort of symmetry to have these to be a little bit matching. You can see I put the purple lilies on the outside, the yellow lilies on the inside, red roses in the middle. So yeah, I tried to have a little bit of a theme to make it symmetrical, so it's just more appealing to the eye. I love how this turned out. It's so gorgeous to me, and it looks like something that you can buy from the store. Alright, so I have placed them here on my staircase. So here's the final result of them hanging up on the wall. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them here on my wall. I just put them there for now as it seemed nice, but I'm not sure if I want to put them somewhere else in my house side by side. So here's a different angle of them going down the stairs. So I think they look really nice. I really love how this looks and how it turned out, and I think it looks super well done and professional, and I think you'd never even know that I made this.
I'm loving this so much. Like, it turned out way better than I thought it would. It looks exactly like wall art that you could buy somewhere. For me, this is so meaningful. I'm always gonna keep this because this is like my summer garden. I'm in Canada, so you know, we don't have these flowers year round. I'm gonna always have now representation of the flowers of my garden, and if I ever decide to move, I can always look at this and remember all the beautiful flowers I had in my garden. So I'm so happy how this turned out. So you can see in the beginning for my first trial, when I didn't leave the stem on, I feel like this turned out way better by leaving the stems on. And the total cost of this project for me was $2.50 as the flowers were free. I'd love to hear your comments down below. What do you guys think? Does this look nice? Do you guys have other techniques of how you do this? This is my first time ever doing anything with pressed flowers, so I think for me it turned out really great. Till next time, bye! Mwah.